Hey, it's Marley from the Energy Boutique with your energy forecast for Thursday, November 7th. So today we have the moon in Capricorn energy pretty much for the bulk of the day. We will see the moon go void, of course, at 5:38 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're locking into Aquarius energy at 5:59 p.m. So a very short window of time that, of course, the moon will be void. And in that time, things get shaky, things get unstable, things get uncertain. So very short window of time for us to kind of lose our grip. And the transition from Capricorn energy to Aquarius energy is always a welcome one because, of course, in the Capricorn energy, we're very present. We're aware of our physical form. We're aware of our physical environment. We're also very aware of restrictions, limitations, blockages, challenges, and where it is that we've been banging our head against a wall, trying to come up with a plan, with the strategy on how it is that we're going to move away from some of these old endings, these old chapters, and start moving towards new ideas, making some progress, making some plans. The Aquarius energy allows us to emotionally detach long enough from our physical circumstances in order to act as the observer, to kind of see things from a bird's eye point of view. And because the Aquarius energy is here to set us free, to liberate us, to kind of push us in a new path, in a new direction, there's a lot of problem solving that is definitely going to pop off and take place when the moon shifts into that Aquarius energy. We're looking to make progress. We're looking to come up with solutions, and we're definitely going to have some epiphanies on how to do just that. Now, just keep in mind that we are building towards the first quarter moon that will be taking place in this Aquarius energy, but that won't be taking place until the wee hours of the ninth. So there is a buildup of energy here. We're going to be analyzing, we're going to be picking things apart, we're going to be, kind of putting up some alternative solutions in order for us to weigh the pros and cons about that. And of course, the first quarter moon on the 9th is going to be a point of decision, a point of choice, a point of action. And so we are likely to expect a lot of epiphanies, a lot of pop-offs over the next couple of days in order to help us decide, help us choose, help us progress in a new path, in a new direction. So there are 13 different aspects popping off here today. 11 of them are going to be involving the moon. The moon, while still very much in this Capricorn energy, going to get into the boxing ring, square off, highlight the growing pains with Chiron, the wounded healer, who is retrograde in Aries energy. So this is definitely going to put us in a little bit of a negative Nancy attitude, in a negative Nancy perspective. We're kind of getting down on ourselves. We're focused on all of the problematic areas, all the things that are going wrong, instead of focusing on all the things going right. And instead of just, acting as the observer here, we're taking it personally. Chiron, being the wounded healer, being aspected in a negative way, is going to bring out those wounds. We're having a hard time feeling confident. We're having a hard time feeling well equipped to take action and make moves that, of course, we know we have to make in order to close the door on the old, on the past, and open the door up to the new. Of course, we're still very much in Scorpio season. We're at the pivotal point of Scorpio season where, again, we're moving away from kind of focusing in on all of those issues, all of those problems, everything that needs to be left behind. And we're in this particular predicament where we're starting to realize in this present moment what we actually have power and control over to change, to transform in our present moment, to align with this future goal, vision, and dream. Matters don't get cleared up anytime fast because the moon in Capricorn is then going to semi-square, creating tension and conflict with Mercury, ruler of the mental plane, ruler of information, communication, how it is that we express ourselves in Sagittarius energy. And heads up, we are officially in the pre-retrograde shadow period. Things are going to start slowing down. Things are going to start getting a little bit wonky where Mercury is concerned, where our thoughts, our ideas, our communication styles are concerned as well. Our heart space, the moon, and our head space, Mercury, they're not on the same page at all. Mostly because, Sag energy, trying to stay optimistic, trying to stay positive, trying to focus on all of the good, trying to conjure up this goal, vision, and dream that we want to start moving towards. However, emotionally speaking, we're not feeling it. We're actually more fixated on all of the challenges, the blockages, the obstacles that we're going to face in trying to bring this new goal, vision, and dream to life. So definitely not on the same page, definitely not in a good mood, not in a good attitude, not looking at life through the best colored lens. And we're definitely going to feel the tug of war between, again, Debbie Downer, negative Nancy, and positive Penny. So we're going to have to strike a little bit of a balance between our heart and our head. We get a little bit of clarity when the moon in this Capricorn energy makes a positive interaction with the North Node in Aries energy. That North Node trying to get us on the right path, trying to get us to our soul's mission, to our soul's potential. And of course, in Aries energy, this is about being independent, getting to know thyself, anchoring in self-empowerment, and really figuring out where it is that, again, there is this calling, there is this passion, this desire that we have to kind of set out and pursue in order to fulfill the wants, needs, and desires of this new version of self. And so the moon interacting with the North Node in this way is, again, giving us a little bit of a glimmer, a little bit of a positive silver lining, if you will, on where it is that we do see some options and opportunities in this present moment that we have power and control over, that we could change and adjust and improve in our favor. This is where growth can be had, where healing can be had, where any kind of improvement can be had, and of course is going to set us up for an alignment on where it is that we would like to kind of project ourselves in a new path, in a new direction. The moon in Capricorn then going to make a positive interaction with Venus, the goddess of love, beauty, worth, pleasure, and money. She's in the Sagittarius energy. She is open-hearted. She is open to explore, to experiment with what it is that she could change in her physical realm, where people, places, and things are concerned, in order to create a realm and reality on a daily basis that, of course, feels safe and secure, feels fun, feels happy, feels a little bit more joyful. And so again, emotionally speaking, we're starting to figure out what it is that we want, what we need, what we desire. We're also starting to figure out where it is that it's more than just a hope, a wish, and a dream, where it is that we actually have a little bit of power in the present moment to take control over the smaller details of our day-to-day lives, eliminate what isn't working, eliminate what is sucking the life force energy out of us, and of course, create the space for us to build something new in the place of the things that, of course, we no longer resonate with. This is going to help us, again, plan and strategize for what it is that needs to be done in order for us to move away from the aspects that we've already determined are not helping us, not encouraging us, not making us feel safe, secure, happy, or joyful at all. And again, make some plans, make some progress towards what it is that we could bring to life. The moon in Capricorn energy, then going to trine, beautiful interaction with Uranus, the Great Awakener, who is retrograde in Taurus energy. This is Earth on Earth action. This means that we're very present, we're very aware, we're very grounded, we're very anchored in the here and now in order for us to be very aware of our physical form, of our physical environment. And again, Uranus being retrograde in this Taurus energy should be illuminating for us where it is that we're holding on to the old for dear life, even though it's not supporting us, it's not encouraging us, it's not teaching us anything. Why are we holding on to it? Oh yeah, that's right. It's because Taurus energy is a fixed sign and we resist change even though we know that we've been praying for change. And so this particular interaction is going to bring a major shift to our mood, to our attitude, because we're having some light bulb moments pop off on where it is that, again, in our physical realm, we're ready to let go. We're ready to create time, energy, space, and distance between us and some of the physical aspects that, again, the old version of self had built and created that the new version of self no longer resonating with, that we have to close the door upon in order for us to, again, proceed in this new path, in this new direction towards this new vision for the future. The moon then going to make a positive interaction with Jupiter. Jupiter being the planet of growth, expansion, beliefs, abundance, and blessings, who of course is retrograde in Gemini energy, having us look back, reflect upon some of the tough love life lessons that we've already gone through, the wisdom, the knowledge that we've been able to actually learn from those particular instances, and where it is that we're failing to integrate that wisdom and knowledge in this present moment. We have to review the way that we think. We have to really challenge our old ideas, our old thoughts, our old opinions. the intellectual part of where it is that we know better, but we're not actually doing better. And so the moon and Jupiter, this is a positive aspect, which means that there is a sense of optimism. There is a sense of confidence taking over. There is an aha moment, an epiphany, a light bulb moment on where it is that, guess what? We're seeing things differently. We're seeing things through a totally different colored lens. And now we're seeing the option and the opportunity to actually grow, not with new information, not in a new quest, but breathing new life into old ideas, bringing new life into old perspectives, and definitely changing our physical realm in accordance to this new perspective, this new lens that we're looking at our lives through. 12:16 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have Venus, the goddess of love, beauty, worth, pleasure, and money, in the Sagittarius energy, making a very positive interaction with Mars, the god of war, ruling over our physical energy, our drive, our passion, our desires, even our anger, in Leo energy. So this is fire on fire action. We have the divine feminine, the divine masculine. Anytime that Venus and Mars are making any kind of interaction, it's going to create a new spark within us, either for competitiveness or creativity or passion or desire. Something is popping off within us. Now, lucky for us, this is a positive interaction. So this is going to put us in a situation where we're starting to see the dots connect. We're starting to feel this strong sensation of passion, of desire, of a calling take over. We're starting to see the dots connect, the puzzle pieces snap together, and we are getting a little bit excited, a little bit encouraged that, guess what? We are seeing the forest past the trees. We are seeing the light at the end of the dark tunnel. And there's a little bit of hype about this. We're feeling positive for technically no good damn reason. We're feeling this new creative energy take over. We're feeling solutions just kind of pop up within us that, again, we haven't seen up until this particular point. And there's a little bit of happiness. There's a little bit of joy. There's a little bit of excitement actually being cultivated within us. So that is a beautiful energy. The moon is then going to sextile, beautiful interaction, with Neptune, who is retrograde in his rulership in Pisces energy. This is a beautiful interaction because, of course, we love Pisces energy and Capricorn energy working together, because the Pisces energy, again, kind of refreshes, renews our soul, our spirit, downloads us with a goal, a vision, a dream from our higher self for us to do, for us to pursue. This is a little bit of, I'm going to say, a permission slip to move into La La Land, to kind of, daydream, fantasize, imagine what our lives could be. And again, we have the ability to bring it to life, to give it form, to actually materialize it here in the physical realm through the Capricorn energy. Emotionally speaking, we just have to get excited about something. We have to be sure about something. We have to be in alignment with something. Then we can start planning and strategizing how we're going to bring this goal, this vision, this dream into the physical realm. So I love this because it is a positive indicator that we're getting in alignment with our higher self, that we're getting in alignment with our intuition, that we're being downloaded with this ultimate goal and vision that we want to end up in. And we're able to actually break it up into small, manageable pieces so that we can start planning and strategizing the moves that need to be made in order to advance in this particular path, in this particular direction. So the moon is going to semi-square, create a little bit of tension and conflict with Saturn. Saturn, of course, is ruling over this Capricorn energy that the moon is in, but Saturn is retrograde in the Pisces energy. So just when we start gaining clarity, just when we're building this fire, the spark, this flame within us, just when we're kind of building excitement and confidence and courage enough to do all of the hard things in order to actually get us there, now we're kind of, pumping the brakes, so to speak. Now we're overly cautious. Now we're bringing up fears and doubts and insecurities. Negative Nancy comes out to play. Betty the bully comes out to play, because just as the higher self gets empowered, that ego programming, the ego conditioning wants to reel us back into a state of paralysis. And so again, Saturn being retrograde in this Pisces energy is supposed to be dissolving the old belief system, dissolving the old visions and dreams, dissolving where it is that we've been in a state of confusion, and dissolving the boundaries, the structures, the foundations that are in existence because the old version of self had once dreamed them up, conjured them up, wanted to bring them to life, We're no longer in resonance with that. So now we have to figure out, again, how to bring the wrecking ball in, how to totally demolish and destroy the existing structure on this foundation, how to clean that particular debris out of this particular building site, and where it is that, again, we have to have a clean space, have a clean slate before we can rebuild this new goal, vision, and dream on this existing foundation. So there is a little bit of a reality check. There is a little bit of a negative Nancy disposition, and there is a little bit of feeling very defeated, very conflicted, even though, again, nothing has really changed. It's just where our mind takes us. So we get a little bit of help because the moon is then going to make a positive interaction with the sun. And the sun, of course, is in Scorpio energy. We love Scorpio and Capricorn energy working together. When you water earth, something is going to grow. And because the sun and the moon illuminate for us new wants, new needs, new desires, what we have to do, what we have to pursue, what we have to close the door upon, what we have to destroy, what we have to demolish in order to have the space to build new again. And so the sun shining a very bright light in the Scorpio energy, pushing for change, pushing for transformation. The moon, of course, in this Capricorn energy, very focused on where it is that, again, we have some cleanup to do in aisle 5 before we can actually start building something new. And this aha moment, this epiphany, the shift in our mood, the shift in our perception is going to help us really clearly define the order of operations. What needs to be removed first, what needs to be clean swept second, and then where it is that we're going to gain permission to start building new structures, new foundations, new aspects in our physical realm. 5:38 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the moon is going to come up to, bump into, conjunct Pluto, which means that the moon is at the final degrees of this Capricorn energy because, of course, Pluto, the great transformer, is at this 29th critical crisis karmic degree in Capricorn energy. Again, giving us an opportunity from now until the 19th to do a clean sweep of the old world, of the old systems, structures, foundations, aspects that the old version of self had built, that, again, the new version of self has no want, need, or desire to continue to pour into. And so, again, a conjunction is just as much of an ending as it is beginning. And the ending is the struggle. The ending is the negative narrative, the struggle of banging your head against a wall, trying to create a light bulb moment. That is coming to an end. What is coming to a initiation stage is empowerment. For us to boss up, take control, not only over our emotions, not only over our headspace, but over the options and opportunities that we actually have in this physical realm to, again, clean out the debris, sweep up the mess, so to speak, and prepare this new foundation for something to be built upon. This is the point in time, 5:38 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, that the moon is going to go void, of course. We sit in that void for about 20 minutes-ish, and we lock into the Aquarius energy, again, 5:59 p.m. 8:16 p.m., we have our very first aspect with the moon in Aquarius, which unfortunately is not a positive one. It is a direct opposition to who? Mars. Why? Mars is at the very beginning degrees of Leo energy. The moon is at the beginning degrees of Aquarius energy. Leo, Aquarius sit across from each other in the zodiac wheel. So because the god of war has ants in his pants, because he's still on the bench until we can kind of get further away from this opposition to Pluto, because again, we've been in this opposition now for about a week. Until we can get away from this opposition, our ass is sat on the bench. We have no choice but just to observe the playing field, observe the actions in which we want to take when given the green light, go ahead to actually do so. So anytime that Mars is being aspected in not such a nice way, we're going to get a little bit angered, a little bit frustrated. We're going to have impulsivity rise up. We're going to have major reactions, again, impulse reactions to a lot of the situations and circumstances that we do not feel in control of. And so the moon and Mars, again, kind of sitting across the table from one another, there is this tension building that is pushing us into a state of, I want to call it excitement, I want to call it passion, but it could just be an angst for change. It could be just a want, need, and desire to get our ass off the bench, to get on that playing field, to actually be in a state of action instead of just thinking about those actions. Either way, We don't feel in control. We don't feel like we're given permission to go ahead and take action and make moves. But the restlessness that is now bouncing around within us is going to lead to illuminate to us what it is that we're actually feeling very strongly about, what it is that we're actually passionate about, where it is that we're coming up with creative solutions on what needs to be done in order to advance ourselves in a new path, in a new direction. So of course, this is going to, stir the pot, so to speak. This is going to get us all up, in an uproar because we want to take action, we want to make moves. However, not time to do so. So we could be a little bit impatient. We could be a little bit edgy. We could be, again, a little bit quick to snap at other people, places, and things that are coming at us just because we're not feeling as grounded, as anchored as we would prefer. So we're kind of at odds with our own damn self, and that could very easily get projected out into the world, onto other people. So we want to be very cautiously aware of that. Now, the last thing that we have going on here today, 9:20 p.m., again, Eastern Standard Time, we have Venus, the goddess of love, beauty, worth, pleasure, and money, coming into a very harsh interaction with Uranus, the great awakener, who of course is retrograde in the Taurus energy that Venus rules over. This is going to bring another layer of impulsivity to us. However, the Venus energy means that we're recognizing that there's a void alive and well within us. Now, we may not know what that void actually is. We may not know how to fix it, how to heal it, but we know that we want to fill it with something. So maybe you are going and spending money trying to fill that void. Maybe we are overly stating our affections that aren't typically as accurate as we would like for them to sound like. Maybe we're overstating our affections to other people. Maybe we are feeding ourselves, trying to fill that void. Whatever the case may be, there is this, let's call it energy, pushing us to fill ourselves with distraction. We may find that we're sitting in a bunch of fear, a little bit of doubt, a lot of insecurity about how it is that we're thinking, how it is that we're feeling, especially when it comes to relationship dynamics and money matters. There's this struggle because, of course, the Sag energy that Venus is in, Sag energy wants us to be free, wants us to be liberated, wants us to be independent. The Taurus energy that Uranus is currently retrograde in wants us to basically connect with others, wants us to be so connected, so intertwined with other people, places, and things that there's no room for freedom. This is like, do we want freedom or do we want close intimacy? Do we want the time, energy, and space to be on our own, doing what it is that we need to be doing for ourselves? Or do we want to partner up and do what is best for the team, for the group, for the partnership? Either way, we're realizing where it is that we're a little bit bored, where it is that there is a void alive and well within us that we want to fill in some kind of way. This is us questioning what kind of level of excitement we want to bring to our lives and how we want to do that. This could be a positive interaction to spice up, existing relationships, or it could be an energy that kind of has us seeking drama in all the wrong places. So here's the thing. We're not in a state of action, which means that all of this energy is just bouncing around within us. We don't feel confident at this particular juncture to kind of rock the boat, do what we need to do in order to create the change that, again, inside of us, we're definitely craving. So in order to kind of, quote unquote, avoid realizing where it is that we aren't in a situation of power and control, we're going to want to distract ourselves and fill that void with something that, of course, isn't necessarily good for us. It's not good to spend money on needless things. It's not good to kind of, overstate our feelings just to get a rise out of other people. It's not good to want to stuff our face and kind of, emotionally eat ourselves into a stupor. None of that is good. But we don't know what else to do because the actions in which we are imagining and taking, we're not really confident in making those moves as of yet. Again, we're still sitting on the bench. So there is a lot of tension here. We don't know what part of self to rebel against. We don't know what part of self to kind of align with and double down on. There is this, I'm going to call it nervous energy, anxiety energy, restless energy kind of bouncing around. And of course, anytime that Uranus is involved, there's going to be a central nervous system activation. So again, if you're having a lot of ascension symptoms here this week, please go ahead, refresh yourself, listen to the ascension forecast for this week just to understand what is manifesting within you, because a lot of these energies are going to be popping off here today, seeing as it is a semi-busy day in the cosmos.